welcome back to Ormsby Farm. My name is Casey. So, today we are doing some more prepping for the winter and I'm going to be using my Augustin Farms butter powder. I've opened it, it's starting to get a little chunky, which means I need to start putting it into like some butter stick kind of things and prepping and putting it in the freezer. Excuse me. So, let's go ahead and get that intro and get into the 3 different types of butter sticks that I'm going to do.
I'm coming home.
All right, so again, as I said before, I went live on Amazon Prime and because Augustin Farms was having a wonderful sale on Amazon Prime Day. And so I was pushing all of my Augustin Farms stuff that I have. And Augustin Farms, the butter powder is one of my top favorites. I put it in a lot of like meals in a jars and my seasoning sauces powder. But once you open the can and you take the oxygen absorbers out, it does have a shelf life. It's going to get a little chunk. And mine is starting to get chunk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sticks of butter with different seasonings in it. And this is easy for you to do really with any types of seasoning that you feel your family would want. And I put them in the freezer and then I take it out. I'm able to cut it and put it on a little round on top of the meat of choice and cook it with it. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing a garlic powder, garlic and onion powder butter, so like a garlic butter. And that's gonna have a little bit of Italian seasoning in it. I'm doing a dill butter and I do dill and a little bit of onion powder in that. I'll show you all the recipes will be down below. But my dill butter I use for fish. Salmon, tilapia, that kind of stuff. I'm doing a rosemary and a Mediterranean thyme butter. That's really good for breads, it's good for chickens. And then I'm also going to do a wasabi butter. I love the wasabi butter for chickens, but also steak to put on top of the steak. So good. So really, one thing that I have to push is Augustin Farms is really good about, I don't know if you can see it on here, but they have all the measurements that you'll need from to shape it into a shape, to make it spreadable butter, to make like a butter kind of sauce. And then they have some great recipes. Like this one has the apple crumble cake and this has a honey butter recipe. But we're making the stick basically. So what it is a cup of the butter powder, and it's going to be 3 tablespoons added to that, and then I'm gonna put in probably about a tablespoon of the seasoning, and we're gonna use our hands, clean hands, and form it into a circular, I can't talk today, into like a log shape, and then we'll put it in a Ziploc and we'll roll it up and put it in the freezer for winter use. So I'm gonna tilt you down and let's get started with number 1. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with our 1 cup of the butter powder. Y'all see how it's all chunky and stuff now? That's why I need to use it up. This Mediterranean thyme is actually seasoning from a friend of ours that sells at the Tucker, Georgia farmer's market. I'll try to find his information and put it down in the bio box, but it's wonderful. So I did like 3/4 of a tablespoon of that Mediterranean thyme. And what I'm gonna do is kind of backfill on the tablespoon and do like 1/4 of a tablespoon of our homegrown rosemary. Now, these cute little seasoning jars, I have them in my Amazon shop, so definitely click on our Linktree link. Head over there if you like these little shaker kind of things. They were so cute. We have them. We use them for all of our seasoning. And now we're going to put 3 tablespoons of warm water in there. And y'all, let me tell you, I was having a struggle bus of a moment trying to get this water in there. But 3 tablespoons, and then we're going to use some clean hands, and we're going to mix it together. Y'all, just do the 3 tablespoons. At first, it's going to feel like it is not coming together right, but it will come together. You're going to see. You see I'm crumbling up a little bit more. And then I just kind of, with my friends, blend in the water. It's going to start looking more like a sandy texture. And then it's going to start forming into, yep, see, now we're forming into something worth shaping, y'all. Something worth shaping. And I wish you could smell. I'm probably going to be saying that the whole video, but I wish you could smell. Alrighty, and you see it starting to form into that ball. It was a solid kind of form. And you want to make sure that all of that seasoning goes throughout, and you're just kneading it, kind of like you're kneading bread dough into the butter. And then you have this beautiful shape of butter. And basically I make sure that I get all of it, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it straight into the Ziploc bag, and I'm going to turn it into a skinnier log. You see how I'm doing right there? I'm just kind of like kneading it, making sure it's a log because it's easier to cut that way. And wiping off any excess. And I'm going to roll it up, and I'm going to make sure that I label it. Look how beautiful that is, y'all. It is absolutely a gorgeous butter. And it is great to have over the holidays when you have people over, whether it's from church or family in town, to season your meats with a delicious butter. It just gives it this like pop of flavor. All right, on to the next one. I'm crumbling up the butter powder because, again, you know it's chunky. It's a little chunk. So I'm crumbling up the powder, and then I'm going to put in, I think we're going to do the dill one. Let me see. Yep. So I'm doing dill. Now, I like a lot of dill. I use this butter for seafood, shrimp, salmon, tilapia, trout. So I'm using a good amount of the dill. So about a full tablespoon of dill and maybe a half a tablespoon of onion powder. Now, again, all of these recipes will be in the description box below. No need to worry, honey. Same thing, 3 tablespoons of water right on top. And then with our hands, our clean hands, we are going to knead all of it in, and it's going to, again, form into this beautiful kind of like ball of butter, and then we'll create it into the little log that we will freeze it that way in. And again, I just remember how amazing this smelled. It smelled like deliciousness on a stick. I love the smell of dill anyways. And I have a lot of frozen dill from our plants. But one thing that I do like butter-wise is the dehydrated dill weed. And I had some of that I really needed to get rid of. So that's why I used it for this recipe. But you can use fresh dill for this recipe. I just have the fresh dill mixed in with your butter. Again, look how beautiful that butter is, y'all. Again, rolling it up into like a cylinder kind of shape. Making sure that the outside is clean because you don't want any of the butter grease to get on the Ziploc that then could get, they could make it dirty, could sticky up your freezer. I'm going to go ahead and label it as well because this and the thyme one look so much alike. And then we're going to put it aside, and I'm going to put it into the freezer. There's the dill one. Cheese! All right, the final one, because I only had that much butter powder left, is a wasabi powder. Now, this wasabi powder that I get, I will leave in my Amazon store, so don't need to worry. I will put it down there. Basically, what I do is I'm just going to pour that wasabi powder into the butter, and I saved a little bit of it to put in my batter for my fried fish that night, so I didn't use all of it. But it was about a tablespoon of the wasabi powder that I put in there. Same thing, you guessed it, 3 tablespoons of warm water. And then we're just going to knead it into the dough. This is my favorite one because I like wasabi. This wasabi powder, if you add just straight water to it, it will form into that little ball that you get at the sushi restaurants. So you have a wasabi. But this one just adds a good flavor to the butter. And I cut it into squares, and I let it, so once I pull my steaks off of the grill, I put a little round coin of this wasabi butter on top of it and let it melt over the steaks. And when I tell you, oh my gosh, I mean like, oh my gosh. So doing the same thing, kneading it into the little ball, smelled amazing. It turns kind of this little greenish color. That way you should be able to tell which butter this one is. But I'm still going to roll it up like I did all the other ones and label it. It also, y'all, would be really good for like a wasabi chicken. To cook it in that. And you see, I'm doing that now. I'm going to roll her up. Where did I go? I disappeared off the camera. Oh, grabbing a towel. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to zip it. I'm going to label it. And then, y'all, we will have these 3 wonderful butters to use during the winter. So back to me talking. So what I had left for the butter powder only made the 3. The wasabi, which I wish you could smell this. The dill and the onion, and the rosemary thyme. So I'll put all of those in a bag in the freezer. Then I'll be able to pull them out over the winter, cut off a little round of it, and I'll be able to put it on the meat while it's cooking. If you want to see how that is done, leave a comment down below so I know to do a video on it. So y'all, thank you for tuning into this short video. Be sure also, I will have a link down below to get you some of the August Farm butter powder so that you can make some wonderful butter sticks to go through the holidays. There's a lot of great options like cinnamon sugar butter stick that you can put on top of cookies and that kind of stuff, cakes, all the good kind of stuff. So thanks for tuning into this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know anytime that new content drops to the channel. Follow me on social media, and until next video, y'all be blessed. Happy shopping.
I'm coming